Bum, bum, bum.
Kush's movie review.
It's a powerful song.
It
I can't
is.
help that.
Get
You
you
can't help
jazzed
that.
up.
You made it. So
Gets the people going.
that gets me going. I'm ready to review a movie.
This week's movie review is Transformers 1. I guess it's a prequel, I'm guessing. Is it a
Ah,
prequel? Is that what they called
that's
Transformers 1? Like, is it supposed to be like, or is it like Transformers 1 as in they're all coming together as one mega bot?
well, not a megabot, but yes, all are one and one are all.
Like, oh, so they're
It's
like
the
the three musketeers of Robot World.
not necessarily, however, it is the only like callback to that 1987 Transformers animated movie. Okay, which I'm sure you've seen it. It's fantastic. It's got flaws. You pull that string, that sweater will come apart. Um,
But does this one have a fantastic soundtrack like the
does
1987?
not.
Ah,
It does not. So we're gonna
you got the
deduct a
touch.
yeah. That original 1987 animated movie, fantastic fucking soundtrack. This one, it's a lot. That's I don't. I'm sure there's some synth in there, but yeah, it's just no. It is not a soundtrack of the time.
Damn.
No one will be fucking going like, remember the fucking soundtrack from Transformers 1?
Oh, that Ice Spice shit. Oh my god, that's Ice
Yeah.
Spice song
If
slap.
Ice Spice was there, I bet it would have been pretty dope. There's a rap song in there where it just like names all the robots, but no one's remembering that shit in 10 years. No, no one's putting that on their Spotify list. Anyways, we are talking about Transformers 1. No colon. No, this isn't a prequel. Again, the one is a reference to and all are one. That's I think like the only callback in this movie besides More Than Meets the Eye and Autobots transform and roll out. Like that, I think unlike most reboots and sequels and updates and a this and a that and another adjective I'm missing, like this is actually as original a story as a Transformers movie can get, dude. Um, Still produced by Michael Bay, executive produced by Steven Spielberg, which I guess they have to do all the movies now. Um, there's another producer, whatever. He's been a part of all the live action Transformer movies. I thought he might have had something to do with the original animated one. He did not. Transformers One. It is PG
Ooh.
straight, just PG. There's some moments of violence. Again, a robot does get ripped apart at the half. But there's no blood. It's just robots, man.
Not even some oil.
There is an oil spark, but nothing like Michael Bay tried to like in his live action quote unquote movies. Motor oil would fucking like just be blood spurt. And you're just like, oh my god, this is for a bunch of CGI robots. This is wildly violent. Holy shit, we don't have any of that. This is definitely a kids movie. 104 minutes or 1 hour and 44 minutes for you. This is directed by a dude named Josh Cooley. He did Toy Story 4. Toy Story 4, not bad. I don't know why we needed a Toy Story 4, but since he directed it, he did a good job. Um, this is written by three dudes, or at least three people. We'll get to that in a second here. Eric Pearson, he's responsible for Thor Ragnarok, as well as Marvel's Black Widow. Uh, and then Andrew Barrer and Gabrielle Ferrari. I don't know if Gabrielle is a man or a woman. However, both of them had a hand in Ant-Man and the Wasp. The stars the voices of, because it's computer animated, Chris Hemsworth, who plays Orion
Thor.
Pax.
Oh.
Yeah, he's Thor. That's fair. Brian Tyree Henry, He plays D16. We also get Scarlett Johansson. She plays Alita. Keegan-Michael Key plays B, and then John Hamm plays Sentinel Prime. We also get Laurence Fishburne as well as Steve Buscemi. Steve Buscemi plays Starscream, by the way, which at first I was like, "Who is that voice?" And then the dialogue just kept going and kept going. I was like, "Oh, that's Steve Buscemi." Steve Buscemi plays a fantastic Starscream.
Hello,
Uh,
fellow young Transformers.
Yeah. Ah, I I I understood that reference. Anyways, um, for what it is, it does feel like three separate Transformer cartoons, and the first two acts, it's a fantasy sci-fi adventure journey. All right, the Orion Pax and D16, who will eventually become, spoiler alert, it's in all the trailers, but spoiler alert, they will become Optimus Prime and Megatron. They are the best of friends. They're at least as best as friends as robots can be. They are miners. They are basically slaves. Um, but Orion Pax, he's always like, dude, we could be doing so much more shit. Like, he's breaking into the library. He's trying to find the matrix of power where, guess what? All the other people haven't found it yet. Um,
Dumbasses.
there's a lot of dumbassery in this, but also this is a whole thing where like, don't trust the government and question everything and um again, this is one of the most, as far as a story with the Transformers goes, comparing it to the last six Bayformers, and that's including the Bumblebee solo movie, which Michael Bay just produced. He didn't direct it. Um, Comparing it to those and the original animated movie from 1987, this is really an original film. It doesn't lean into any Easter eggs. Again, there is a transform and roll out. There's but like at no point does like a violin crescendo of you Stan Bush's "You've Got the Touch" come in. Which it's a huge thing today. We've had two Ghostbuster sequels in the last 5 years, and it's just all Easter eggs. Like, who are you gonna call? Well, etc., etc., etc. This thing is devoid of all that. And at no point it goes like, "Do you remember this part in the Transformers movie from 1987 where they said this?" We get none of that. They try to make this as original as a movie can be. Those first two acts, they're only okay. Once we get to the third act, and I don't want to make any spoilers, it then does become a Transformers episode. But most of my reviews are like, third act kind of sucks. Third act was actually the best part of this movie. We just got out of it like 6 hours ago. Okay, we didn't get to see it on Thursday. We were just too busy with work. Um, I enjoyed this. I was on the edge of my seat, not because my back was killing me, because I wanted to see where this was going. I really don't like the animation in this movie. The animation for this film could have been CGI animation for any other cartoon on the Cartoon Network or Paramount Plus or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Um, but I really enjoyed the story. I liked seeing where these guys are going. It's a complete rewrite. It's a reboot. By the way, the Transformers has been rebooted so many goddamn times. I don't need to go like, this didn't happen and blah blah blah. Get over that shit, nerds. The what they actually try to actually establish a whole new story. Um, the robots that will be Optimus Prime and Megatron are the bestest of friends. Um, Megatron's he would like to, the guy who plays Megatron, D16, uh, Brian Tyree Henry. He would like to be by the book and go by protocol and do all this other stuff and just like, hey man, why can't we just live? Why do you have to take us on all these goddamn adventures, Orion Praxis or whatever Optimus Prime's name was before this? And he's just like, hey man, aren't you tired of being a minor? Wouldn't you rather like do some ill shit and get everybody's attention? It's I appreciated the themes in this. John Hamm is the villain. He plays Sentinel Prime. We find out that Sentinel Prime was behind some ill shit. Sorry, spoiler alerts. I don't think this is a secret anymore. Also, this movie did not do this well the previous weekend. So if you were thinking about like, I would like to see this in the theater. One, I don't think you need to see this in the theater. But if you do, you need to do it now because this shit ain't gonna be around after next week. It for some reason, Beetlejuice came in number one again for a third week in a row.
Why wouldn't it be?
Because it's a stupid fucking movie that I refuse to see.
Goddamn mouth.
You
Keep Beetlejuice's
know what, man?
name
I
out of
saw
your
it once.
mouth
It was
now.
already called Beetlejuice, and Beetlejuice is a fine movie. I don't need to see Beetlejuice 2. Anyways,
You hater.
yes, and anyways, I had a great time with this. 104 minutes. It does feel a little long for 104 minutes, but again, those first two acts, it's building characters, it's establishing what the world is, blah 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 blah. I had the best time when we got to the third act, and I was like, oh, now we're watching a Transformers cartoon. This is great. Optimus Prime is Optimus Prime. Megatron is Megatron. Action is happening, and despite the fact that Michael Bay is still producing it, I can see what is happening, and I understand what is happening. So good, so good. So part of me feels like I should give it a lower score, but I'm not going to. It's a 4 out of 5. I had a good time during this. I've recommended it to all my Transformer friends.
You have friends that are Transformers?
I have friends that are Transformers.
Fuck, that's so cool.
I've also recommended it to little brother Hayes. Say like, hey man, if little nephew Hayes, by the way, that's really weird that he would name his son that, but whatever. Like, he's the father, but he's calling him his son little nephew Hayes. Anyways, it's like it's age appropriate. Despite what I've just said, like again, a robot gets ripped in half. Robots do get stabbed in the face. They're robots. It's CGI. It's not very grotesque. It's not violent, despite what it is. I enjoyed it. 4 out of 5. Yeah, go check it out. If you want to see it in theaters, do it now. Otherwise, it'll probably be on Paramount Plus in like 3 weeks.
Oh, so there you go. Transformers 1, 4 out of 5. Check it out.
Pleasant surprise.
Because you got the touch.
Great goddamn song.
You got the power.
That's all, folks.
Play me off, Johnny.